Oh man, isn't it annoying how sometimes people don't show up for their appointments? Well, in today's episode, Brad is going to show us how we can use the texting automation tool to reduce no-shows.
Welcome everyone to Genie Rocket Radio. So today we are going to be talking about how to use personalized text automation to reduce appointment no-shows. That's a mouthful, I know. But if you think about it, whenever someone books an appointment with you in today's world of just overflowing inboxes and noise, it is so hard just to send out reminders that don't get lost. And so in the age that we're in now, email is so prevalent, and unfortunately email can just flood our inboxes and make it really hard to bring reminders to the top, right? And so it's easy, and it's not an excuse, but it's easy for people to miss appointments and not show up. And that's not because they don't care, but it could just because they're so distracted and we don't have a great way to get their attention and just remind them of, hey, don't forget to show up to this appointment. So what we found is when you actually use not just text messages to send reminders, and not just one text message to remind someone, but when you use personalized text messages, a certain frequency of time that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute, then you get a higher show up rate. Because I don't know about you, but there is just nothing worse than having your whole day planned around your schedule and you're being the responsible one, you're showing up to the meeting, you've got your Zoom or whatever you have for your meeting set up ready to go, and you're just sitting there waiting for a person and they don't show up. And not only does that waste your time, but also your mental capacity of you being ready to start solving that problem, maybe doing some research on that person, like ready to have that conversation, and then that just wastes so much of your time, and it's just a buzzkill. So what we found is, when you start using personalized text reminders, those actually get seen. And then there's a stat that says 90% of text messages are actually seen when they're sent, as opposed to email, which I don't even know the stat on email, but it is not 90%. So if you imagine if you're out and about your day and you get a text, you're gonna pull out your phone, and if it's a reminder about something, there's a chance that you actually see that and you make that connection. And the problem is some people just do one reminder and they stop, right? So it's like you book an appointment, you get that reminder, and then maybe you forget about it again. So what we found is we actually have a process of doing not one reminder, but we actually have several. Let's see, confirmations for like immediately after they book. So if someone books an appointment with you, immediately getting an email notification. So we do a combination of email and text, but text is what really pushes those reminders. So the email is immediately after they book. So if you grab time on my calendar and you pick a date and a time and you schedule it, boom, you're automatically gonna get an email that says, hey, thanks, here's all the information, add it to your calendar. And then 24 hours before the meeting, you're gonna get a text and an email. And then 1 hour before, you're also gonna get a text and an email. So if you don't show up to the meeting, you have had every chance to be reminded to show up and be present and do it. So in my mind, it means, hey, you just don't care. And that's okay. Like, you're probably not gonna get a second chance to have this meeting because you booked it, you got the reminders, you decided not to cancel, not to reschedule, you just didn't show up. And you had text and you had emails. And the important thing is to be very relational and conversational when you're using texts. Usually text messaging is reserved for friends and family. So now that you have access to that phone number, what you don't want to do is take advantage of that access and just blow someone up constantly with text. That's a great way to get like the, hey, lose my number, opt out, stop. And that's not what you want. You're simply reminding them of something they have previously committed to. So this isn't a chance to start blowing them up with all your other offers, all the other things that you do, and even blow them up with constant reminders about the meeting. So we just found if you do, 24 hours before and 1 hour before as a text and a couple other emails, that is a great way to ensure that they are gonna show up to your meeting. And we actually like to use even emojis on some of them, being very, very conversational, right? So it's, let's say someone named Jake books an appointment. It might be, hey Jake, just wanted to thank you for booking time. Remember, our call is at 2 p.m. in this link. Talk soon, exclamation point. And a reminder might be, Hey Jake, looking forward to our meeting in an hour. It's at this time. I just sent you an email with some of those details if you need them, with a thumbs up emoji, right? So we're being conversational, we're being friendly. This isn't like, it could be like a reminder for like a dentist or a doctor appointment. If you're doing that, they might be a little bit more transactional. But even then, I would encourage you and even challenge you to think, how can you be more conversational in your tone? It is okay, and you have permission for your brand to have a personality. You're not a robot talking to a robot, right? You're a person talking to a person. Even if you're, say, well, I'm business to business, you're still a person talking to a person, right? You're not texting a business. So think about it as a text that you would like to receive, right? So how to be conversational, use emojis, and I would follow that pattern so you can ensure that people actually show up for that meeting. And as a pro tip, after the meeting, you could also have an autoresponder or a reminder thanking them for being on that call. Regardless of the outcome, the truth is they took time out of their day to spend time with you. And so let's thank them for committing that time. And that's where you can, not in a hardcore sales way, but that's where you can push them to a next step, right? So if someone books time with me, let's say they're doing a demo of our software, Genie Rocket, and someone from my team goes through that demo with them and they're all done, maybe an hour later or the next day, they could get a text that says, hey, we just wanted to thank you for spending time with us to go through Genie Rocket. If you haven't already signed up for a free trial, make sure to do so here. We know you're gonna love it. Like exclamation point or thumbs up, right? We're just being conversational and closing the loop, thanking them for investing the time, reminding them that we can solve the problem that they came with and leading them to a very clear next step. But that's really it. I wanted to talk a little bit today about just the power of personalized text automation for calendar reminders. And if you already have a system that can do that, I would put those in the system and get it going. If you don't, I would use Genie Rocket, and you can sign up for a completely free trial at genierocket.com. And you can start doing this today. You can connect your calendar, whether you're using Outlook or Google. It immediately plugs into your calendar so you can see the availability. You get a link that you can share with people to book time on your calendar. And guys, let me tell you, since I have started using that, that is the most shared link I have. I have a shortcut on my phone and my computer. I just do like /Brad and it auto-populates the link to the calendar. And I do not deal with the back and forth communication of trying to get people to book with me anymore. It's, hey, grab time with me here, boom. And it's 100% in their court because I have confidence that they're gonna only see availability that I truly have, and they're gonna get all those automatic follow-ups without me doing anything. All they have to do is pick a date, a time, and hit submit, and boom, it's on my calendar. It's got the link for me to join. They've gotten all their follow-up messages. I just show up prepared and ready to go. So if that's the kind of confidence you want as a business owner and the kind of system you want to take your prospects and customers through, then sign up for Genie Rocket and start using personalized marketing automation for your business. Again, this is Brad. This has been Genie Rocket Radio. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.